Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I'll be showing you all how to make this bubblegum rubber band bracelet. So let's get started. Let's get on with the materials needed. You'll be needing a rainbow loom and a metal tipped hook. And your loom is just going to be in the stagger configuration, which is the normal position. And now any type of loom can make this bracelet because it's just in the normal position. Okay, now we can get started. It takes 9 bands for one bubble. So for me, I have 12 bubbles in my bracelet in total to fit my wrist. So if it's 9 bands for one bubble, then for me it's just 108 bands total for the whole bracelet to fit my wrist. So make sure you have that many bands. If your wrist is my size. My wrist is like this big. So yeah, it's kind of an average wrist size. And so yeah, 9 bands for one bubble. And then however many bubbles you need, you're just going to multiply that by 9 bands. Okay, so for me that's 108 bands. Yeah, anyways, probably don't want to do math. Anyways, let's get started. My color combo is pink, yellow, green, blue, and this bracelet. In this bracelet, my color combo was clear, orange, and pink. But today I'm going to be doing pink, yellow, green, and blue. Okay, so the beginning part of the bracelet is especially tricky. So make sure you pay attention while doing this. Okay. So, you're first going to if you're using a rainbow loom, then try to find an open space so your bracelet can go through and go through the bottom of your loom. If you have a loom with a full base plate, then that's fine. You just have to tug the bracelet to the side instead of it going through the bottom. You just have to tug it to the side. But if you have a rainbow loom, then just let it tug through the bottom so it can, so you don't have to tug it. Okay, anyways, so pink, I'm going to double loop that band. So you make an Xfinity twist, grab this back layer, and double loop it. Okay, let's see. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to double loop it again. Actually, I'm going to move this down 1 pin. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here to here. Make sure you have high quality bands for this design. If you have rainbow loom bands, then you're going to be fine. But you want to make sure you have high quality bands for this design so you can easily double loop it and stuff like that. Okay, so so you're going to pull this bottom layer over, both loops of it, because we did double loop this one, so just pull it over like that. And then you can pull it from the other side if you haven't already. Okay, now I have something like this. It's an X that's like double looped. Okay, so now is when we're going to start the actual pattern for the bracelet. So you're going to start the actual pattern for the bracelet now. You're going to outline the perimeter of the X. So just outline the X, and this is the perimeter of it right now. Okay. And then you're going to hook the bottom layer over on this pin. Oh wait, I hooked 2 bottom layers over. Oops. Okay, let's try this again. Yes, you're going to hook this one, and then hook these 2 bottom layers, and it goes over the pin. These 2 bottom layers and these 2 bottom layers. So you're hooking the 2 bottom layers over. Push down your bands. Okay. And now if you wanted a stuffing to make your bubbles a little bit more wider and bigger, then what you're going to do is take 2 double bands. So take double bands and then just tie a knot in them, and then you can stuff it in. I personally don't like to do stuffing, so I'm not going to stuff my bubbles for this bracelet, but you can stuff it if you want to. I'm just not going to stuff it. But if you did want to stuff it, then you would take double bands and tie a knot and then stuff it in. Okay, I hope I made that clear. I'm trying to be like as clear as possible so I can make sense. And I'm also trying to explain a lot because I know sometimes I've not been explaining a lot. So, yeah. Okay, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm double looping my bands again. And this is just for the beginning because it is a little bit different, but we are doing the pattern of the bracelet, so. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 bottom bands, hook over the pin and release. Take 2 bottom bands, hook over the pin and release. 2 bottom bands, hook over the pin and release. Okay, let's see. 2 bottom bands, hook over the pin and release, like that. Push down your bands. Okay, so, now take a single band, just one band, and put it across all 4 of these pins, and then hook the bottom, all of the bottom layers over the pin and release. So take all of these bottom layers and hook over the pin. You're not going to hook the one at the very top, but just take the bottom layers and hook that one over. Okay, push down my bands. Now I need to take yellow. Oh gosh, that was a lot of yellow. It's okay. Anyways, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take, I'm gonna take one single yellow band and make it go across all of these 4 pins like that, and then pull the bottom layer over and release, pull this bottom layer over and release, pull this bottom layer over and release, and pull this bottom layer over and release. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're not going to double loop it this time. You're going to go over the perimeter like this. So go over, and you're not double looping it like I said a few seconds ago. And now hook only one bottom band over. So only hook one of them, not 2 of them, just hook one of them over, which it's going to be the very bottom band. Okay. And now what we're going to do is you're going to take one single band still. We're not using double bands for this bracelet at all, just single bands, but we are going to be double looping it at some points. Okay, and then double loop it here. So remember, we're double looping it. So double loop it. Okay, double loop. And now take the 2 bottom layers. Remember, we're taking 2 bottom layers and hook it over. Take 2 bottom layers and hook it over. 2 bottom layers, hook it over, and 2 bottom layers, and hook it over. Like that. So now you should have 4 layers on this pin, this pin, this pin, and this pin. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one band, still using single bands, take one single band, make it go over all 4 of these pins, and then hook the bottom layer over. All of the bottom layers go over. Hook one bottom layer, all of the bottom layers over. And if you wanted to stuff your bubble, then you would do the same steps that I told you to do this one, and you would just stuff your bubble. Okay, so I'm going to show you one last time how to make a bubble, okay? Just one last time. Okay, so what you're going to do first is take that one single band, go across that pin, and hook all of these bottom layers over. Okay, and go over and do the perimeter. Oops. And then hook only one bottom layer over. Hook that one bottom layer over, one bottom layer over, and one bottom layer over. Okay, so now we're going to double loop our bands this time. So double loop it. Make sure you have high quality bands so you can double loop. Yeah, because if you have high quality bands, you can double loop easier. Okay. And I double looped it. Okay, and what you're gonna do now is you're going to take the two bottom layers, so two bottom layers, hook it over the pin, take the two bottom layers, hook it over the pin, take these two bottom layers, hook it over, take these two bottom layers and hook it over the pin, like that. Okay, and now if you wanted to do the stuffing for the bubble, then you would, remember the same steps that I said to do this one, do the same steps and then stuff it in. You could use the back of a pencil to stuff it in if you wanted to. You could use the back of the pencil to stuff your knot in if you were going to. Okay, and what you're gonna do now is you're going to just go like that, and then take all of these layers and hook it over. Be very careful when you do this. All of these layers and hook it over. And hook it over. Okay, so now I'm going to continue the same process to make the rest of my bubbles. If you're still having trouble making the rest of your bubbles, then you can watch my previous instructions to make as many bubbles as you need and to remember. And yeah, and then so right now I'll be going off camera and I'll be right back to show you all how to finish your bracelet. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all how to finish off the bracelet. So finishing off the bracelet is pretty easy because you only have one layer on each pin. So all you have to do is fold over one layer. Well, actually fold over all the layers onto one pin. It doesn't matter which pin you fold the layers onto, just make sure they're all on one pin. Okay, and now I'm going to take off everything. And oh my gosh, this takes some time because I have to get all the gumdrops out of there. Oh gosh. Okay, so I personally needed 12 gumdrops to fit my wrist, like how I used in this bracelet. I need 12 gumdrops to fit my wrist. So now what I'm going to do is I have 4 layers on my hook right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one layer, slide that single, actually, okay, let's see. Okay, this may take a little bit longer, but basically you're sliding this band onto the layers. Okay, got those layers on there. Last layer. Okay, so I've got all the layers onto this bubble or gumdrop. I don't know what to call it, but I didn't want to add on another 13th gumdrop because then it'd be too big for my wrist. So if that's the same kind of thing for you, if you didn't want to add one more because it wouldn't fit your wrist because it would be too big, then you can just add one more link. So like how we added on this one, you can add one more on. So I'm going to take a pink link and slide this layer and this layer onto that pink link. And now it should fit your wrist. If it still doesn't fit your wrist, then you can add on as many links as you need to fit your wrist, because I know if you add one gumdrop, it'll be too big. So yeah. Okay, so now I have my clip with me and we're just going to clip our two ends together. So clip that pink end or whatever color it is for you, and then clip the other end. You should see a cap band somewhere here. It's the one that's kind of like sticking out. So it's just the one that's like sticking out right here, holding on to all of these bands. It's that one. And then you just make your clip go onto it. So thank you all so much for watching today's video on how to make this bubble gum rubber band bracelet, and I hope you liked this design. I tried to go at a good speed and at a good pace in this video, but please comment down below if I went too slow or too fast. I know a lot of the times I go too fast, so I try to fix that, but please comment down below if I went too slow or too fast. And yeah, I tried my best to go a little bit slower. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!